Matchbook Horse Racing podcast time, and this is about as good as it gets depth-wise, I think. It's a ridiculously good Saturday's racing at Kipco British Champions Day at ASCOT. Looking forward to being there and to previewing it with Charlie Poste and Lee Gibson, where we'll hopefully find you lots of value, lots of winners, 88 declared runners across 6 races. We've got the matchup we all wanted in the Kipco British Champions Stakes, but I don't think we necessarily expected 10 other runners in there as well, because there's depth wherever you look. Really good card. They move the track to the inner course on the round to make sure that we've got slightly better, more suitable ground. There have been some surprising results on Champions Day in the past, and equally some of the obvious ones have gone in as well. But I think that's worth bearing in mind. We've also got 3 races on the straight course as well, which adds a little bit of intrigue, albeit maybe that's not everyone's cup of tea, but there you go. Welcome along, everyone, then. I'm going to get stuck straight in. Remind you to like, follow, and subscribe wherever you're listening or however you are watching this. It is the best no-cost way of supporting our podcast and our content across all platforms, so please do that. Long Distance Cup, first of all, you pair are being really boring. Lee, is he a bet, Kyprios?
I think around the prices. Look, he's unbeaten this season. He's going for 7 wins this season. That might be his downfall, Tom. Maybe he's going to the well one too many times. He's had to battle this season as well and ensure that nitty-gritty side. We're seeing him in the Cadran 2 years ago. He won by 20 lengths. He bolted up. Last season, it was an interrupted passage into this race. He was second in the Irish St. Ledger to Eldar Eldaroff. Coming to this race, he was beaten a neck by Trawlerman, who reopposes in this race. And but this season, he's not looked back. It's a short turnaround from France, but look, he's a dual Gold Cup winner. He's got the beating of Trawlerman. The one who we kind of don't know where we're at maybe is with is Al Nahia. 2 runs for this yard. Second to Vauban, just beating the Longsdale Cup. But a line through Vauban, Kyprios has already dismissed Vauban. But it was an impressive win last time out for Al Nahia. 8 lengths, easy. But that form is not looking as strong as the likes of Kyprios has. And yeah, I just think it's his to lose and keep it simple. He's got the GOAT on board, and he's got one of the greatest trainers of all time, so he'll have him ready. Coincidentally, 2 seasons ago, he did have 6 runs as well. So it's not. Look, if the team think he's ready, I'm happy to weigh in.
Charlie, Trawlerman beat him last year.
Yeah, I think like Lee said. Just firstly, though, happy birthday, old boy. Yeah,
this is ridiculous, honestly. This is a Fran Berry.
I thought you were there already. I'll be honest.
Wishing me happy birthday yesterday. I mean, it was basically 3 weeks ago, but thanks. But as my wife points out, I've been celebrating it for about 6 weeks. That's my mug. Look, there we are.
Nice.
My eyes will tell you that I am now looking 40.
So yeah, going back to Kyprios, I think like
where do you 40, pal? When we celebrating yours?
Me?
Yeah,
I'm already 41, mate. So it's been and gone.
I was taking the piss, but I thought you were older than that. Actually, you're quite close. There you go. Right, go on, crack on.
Yeah, I mean, he had the interrupted campaign when he got turned over. He's as hard as nails, this horse. He's an absolute belter, like proper top notcher. He's tactically versatile. I'd say Ryan will just keep it very simple. He's going to be good and positive on him, and I just think he's better than them. I would agree with Lee. I think Al Nahir is the interesting one. If you don't think Kyprios is a play at 1.73, then maybe bringing Al Nahir into the forecast would be a way I would look at an angle of the race, because I could see Al Nahir finishing in front of Trawlerman, but he won't finish in front of Kyprios.
That's sort of how I want to play. I'm going to back Al Nahir win and place. It just seems the obvious thing to do, because if Kyprios is a little bit below form, as he was in this race last year, clearly, then I think Al Nahir is the play. The thing about the market is it's sort of priced up that I think Trawlerman, Kyprios facing each other are 1-1. I mean, I think there's more to it than that, because Kyprios he ran to a good way below, I think, what he's capable of last year in Trawlerman beating him, or a little bit, but enough. And I think Kyprios, if he's anywhere near on song, will beat Trawlerman here. But that's not so factored into the market. So I essentially I sort of want to take Trawlerman at the prices away and have Al Nair on side. I thought that was the obvious way to play it. You know, he's moved to Tom Clover. He's had 2 really good runs for the yard. Not just that though, not just the Vauban run. I mean, the Tower of London run at Meydan was not bad at all, and also the run at Saudi wasn't bad either. When he was giving, because that's a handicap. Remember, he was giving Trawlerman a pound there, and all right, he was beaten 5 lengths by him. But like this is. He's not as far behind Trawlerman, to my mind, anyway, as the market would have it. So I'm going to back Al Nair and expect Kyprios to win, but back Al Nair win and place. I think that's a really, really safe bet. Okay, that's the long distance cup. We move on to the sprint, the champion sprint. I haven't got the prices out, and to be honest, there's loads of them. So let's just put the prices up when we get there. Lee, first of all, the horse has been a bit of a revelation this year.
Yes, exactly how you said, Tom. A handicap this season, not look back and end up in Group 1 company, and I thought won it well the last day in the Sprint Cup. 2 runs back and beat Kinross in the Chip Chase Stakes at Newcastle. They were late players that had to come round at Newcastle, and I thought won it really well. And see him again late in the day, but got there at the line in the sprint. I think the likes of Art Power, Bucanero 30, we've got Audience in there. They'll go forward. There'll be a target to aim at, and I think he can pick up the pieces again late on. We know he handles soft conditions really well. He's been saved for this race, and also he stays that little bit further. He's a winner over 7 in the mile. So yeah, look, I'm happy to row in with Montesib. It's a tough race. I would say it's definitely a tough race. If you fancy one strongly in this, yeah, you're doing well. But yeah, Montesib for me.
I'll come in next. So 2 things about the straight course on Champions Day that I think it's worth bearing in mind. They narrow the course.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's so wide and expansive as you're used to seeing at the Royal Meeting. If you look at past performances, certainly in this and the Balmoral handicap, like I just normally think if you're going to play a side, you want to be stand side. But I mean, in this, Art Power won it from 1, Creative Force out of 5, Sansa Marley down the middle, Labrisa Breeze 3, the Tin Man out of 3. And you see it in the Balmoral as well. When the ground is testing on this meeting, far side often develops. I don't know the exact science as to why, but I often have it in my mind coming into this. And also on the speed is not factored into the market because it's a straight course at Ascot and you think you want to hold up Strong Traveller. But horses win on the straight course at Champions Day, I think, more than they do at, say, the Royal Meeting on the speed. Art Power, for example, Creative Force, Glen Shiel, Sansa Marley. These were all basically lead horses, and they stayed there, and that tends to counter the perceived wisdom at Ascot. So I just think all of that is worth bearing in mind on Champions Day, for whatever the reason is, whether it's the ground or the narrow course or whatever. So with that in mind, I'm going to back Swing Along. She's in 13, but she's one of the pace horses. In the absence of loads of it, Audience is another obvious one. She's got form with Cut Underfoot. I think she's versatile ground-wise. But fundamentally, that Cardem run, you know, she's now twice been just touched off in a Group 1. So I think she's a big price at 13.0 with Billy Loughnane on board. And I don't know why I said that. It's not necessarily relevant, you know, but he's doing well. And the other one is a massive price, Anaf at 29.0, who definitely wants Cut Underfoot to be at his very best. Although he did win in Saudi on quick ground, I know. But if you look, and that was an excellent run and ride. But the Portland win came with Cut Underfoot. He's won previously with Cut Underfoot. And I thought he shaped, obviously he got no run in the Haydock Sprint Cup. And then last time he did a lot from off it, made up ground a key part of the race when No Half Measures was on the speed. And I think this is what he wants. 6 furlongs, bit of cut underfoot, stiff track, I think he'll be absolutely fine. And either way, he's better than a 29.0 shot. So those are the two I'm going to play. He's drawn 4. Charlie.
Yeah, I chucked in another one of Carl Burke's Spy Catcher at 26.0. He was a third in this race last year. He won a Group 3 at Deauville on very slow ground, and he's just a different operator when conditions are testing. He's exposed. Whether he's quite, whether he's quite up to winning a Group 1, I'm not sure, but he's gone close on a few occasions. And I think this race, as Lee said, it is wide open. I mean, you can literally go through the entire field and make some sort of case for them in one way or another. I wanted something therefore that I could back win and place. He's drawn in 10, so slap bang in the middle. So Sam James has got options. He can hopefully follow wherever the speed is. He, again, is a prominent racer, which, as Tom said, I don't think is a bad play scenario in this sort of race on this day. And like I say, Sam James can just tuck in wherever he thinks the greatest speed influence is going to be on the track in 10. So Spy Catcher, like I said, when conditions are like this, he tends to run £7 better than what his normal is. And it needs to be. He was well beat by Montasib in the Sprint Cup at Haydock, but conditions could just help him for all that they probably will play to Montasib's strengths as well.
Okay, that's the sprint done. We move on to the fillies and mares. Nice and open this, and some prices going up as well. I just come straight back at you, please, Charlie. Win and place shout.
Yeah, Doha for me, 17.0. Again, I thought it's a brilliant race because it is ultra competitive. There's a lot of quality fillies in here, and then also a lot of ones that are sort of unexposed, finding their way up. And Doha for me fit the bill. She's also a filly trained by Rafe Beckett, so you need to look no further. She was second to a subsequent Group 1 winner in Tamfana at Sandown on a penultimate start. Then won at St. Cloud on very soft ground, stepping up to 10 furlongs. And now she goes up another furlong and a half today. I think the way she's racing suggests this should be, should play to her strength. She's by Sea the Stars, so she should continue improving. She was a Royal Ascot winner during the summer. I just don't think she is far off the best of these. And I think her price is too big. Her price makes out that there is a bigger jumping class than the ones at the top of the market than what I perceive there to be. I thought 17.0 was a really, really good price, and at win and place, I think she's very interested in what looks a really open contest.
Lee.
Yeah, Guantanamera for me. I'm willing to take Kalpala on, who's won a listed race there at Hamilton, stepped up again in the September Stakes, bolted up, but beat similar horses, the likes of God's Window, and that was a Group 3. Got to show it again in this Group 1, I think, and one that's already proven on conditions. Guantanamera, a German raider actually, but went to Deauville and won the Grand Prix de Deauville last time out, beating a rest by 4 lengths over 1 mile 4.5 on very soft conditions. Has won a few times on soft as well. Was only beaten 3 lengths in the Von Borden there, the Group 1 in Germany as well. Already kind of proven at the level compared to Kampala, and for me, I'm just willing to take on the favourite, and I think there's a good price each way.
Okay, I am also taking a chance at a big old price. I can't work out Kalpana. Like, I think she's looked really good. Last time I was massively impressed, but I mean, there's a lot of depth here. You've got 13 other runners. She's
short, Tom, isn't she? But considering you don't know she's going to go on the ground.
That's the issue, isn't it? I haven't got a pedigree up in front of her. What, she study a man zero
study
gravity.
A man.
Yeah, she might be fine on it, might she? She's just not grabbing me as a real bet. And I respect what Tiffany did last time on ground with cutting it. She clearly appreciates that. Content's a Group 1 winner, and she's. What I mean, 8.0. So the way I wanted to play it was have a little dart at wingspan at 23.0. I like her draw. Mind you, we're on the round. We're on the inner, aren't we? Maybe that changes it a bit. Actually, scrap that comment about the draw. You 1.5 miles here. You tend to want to be wide. It's just you avoid trouble and you slingshot into the straight, and we see over 1.5 miles horses drawn wide have a much better record. But we're on a slightly different track, so I'll park that. But she definitely appreciates cutting the ground. She's one of those Aidan O'Brien fillies that hasn't always, I think, been ridden to best effect, if you like. And she went forward last time. I just wouldn't be surprised if they didn't do that here, and if we'll see her slightly ridden a little bit more conservatively up in distance, and therefore she'll come out a little bit better. Pedigree wise, she's a Dubawi. She's out of hydrangea. I think it was a mile winner at 2, but either way, she won over 1.5 miles. Or she won at 7.2 the dam, but she won over 1.5 miles. I think there's hope she will get it, and I'll just chance her because I don't think we've seen anything like the best of her anyway, and the ground up in distance might bring out a little bit better. But it's very, as you can probably tell, it's a little bit speculative, but that's the nature of that race. Next up, we come to the mile. I have a strong opinion here, and that is that this is the QE2, that the market is pretty much spot on at the top of the betting. I think one of the top 2 in the betting will win it. I think Charin maybe has the best of the draw because he's won next to Tamfana, and Sylvester de Souza can just track Oisin Murphy. But that Guinea's form is suddenly working out really well with Porta Fortuna and the other French filly coming out and winning a Group 1 Ramatuelle. So I think they're just about spot on at the market. So that's a long-winded way of saying I need you guys to help me make up my mind. I'll probably make a decision on the day, Lee.
If I was taking one out of them two, I'd definitely take Sharon. I think is cleaned up this season. The race got away last time against Tribalist, who got the run of the race, had to chase Tribalist down and couldn't quite get there. Yeah, Sharon out of them one for me, but I've took 2 at a price. Factor Cheval, who ran second in this race behind Big Rock last season, was the only one to kind of get into it. They were strung out all over ASCOT, to be honest, and the only one to actually get into the race was Factor Cheval. Won a big pot at Maidan at the start of the season, ran 3rd to Notable Speech in the Sussex Stakes. I think it's got strong form, Factor Cheval, and also Metropolitan. Only had 6 runs, 3 wins, handles soft conditions, won the Poulan, but then was second to Sharon the last day, beaten 3 lengths, but I think it's got more room for improvement. So I'm going to take 2 darts against the favourite there in Factor Cheval and Metropolitan.
Okay, couple of big prices. And Charlie?
Yeah, I think odds against at the moment, 2.25 is a really fair price for Charin. He's been twice he's been beat this year. It's when a free going front runner has got loose and Sylvester de Souza. I mean, certainly the last day at Longchamp, you can't tell me he wouldn't want that another go at that race. As in, he let Tribalist get away. I mean, Ryan Moore was probably as guilty on that occasion, and Charin was making ground on him hand over fist through the last 100 meters. But like I say, the winner had gone. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't see a scenario where that's going to play out this way at ASCOT on Saturday. And yeah, apart from those and an audience at Newbury, he's had a top quality season that's pretty much unblemished, and soft ground is absolutely fine for him. We know he operates on the track. I think he's going to be really tough to beat, and I'm surprised he's not shorter than 2.25.
Okay, that has helped. Probably leaning towards Charin. There you go. Sai says, good morning from Galway. Appreciate the stream and the tips. Peter, welcome along. Morning, everyone joining us. Good to have you along for our Kitco British Champions Day preview. We move on to the big one from the QE2. I was sitting the QE2 out, but there are other prices going up there from the team. The likes of Charin, Metropolitan, and Factor Cheval. Okay, Champion Stakes, we're split. So I'll come in with economics first of all. This horse is not going to go off favourite. He's only his favourite right now. He's around about 2.87. I think he will continue to drift because it's going to rain all morning tomorrow morning. And I just think he's going to hit a price where you've got to back him. Like, great run from Calandigan last time at York. Second to City of Troy. Obviously, destroyed them at Ascot. But I don't know what economics. I probably didn't give him the respect he deserved at Leopardstown. I was so impressed with what he did there because I thought he was a horse that needed to be patiently ridden, sort of, settled out the back. And I thought he'd be stuffed at Leopardstown, and they changed it up, and they were happy to be wide and handier. And then I think he was headed and he battled on and he battled back. He's a strong stare at the distance. The ground is the issue, sure. It looks more of a positive for Calandigan, who we know is a strong stare at the trip and has won on heavy ground at Longchamp. For all he ran his best race by far in the Juddmonte International on very quick ground. So I don't know, maybe he's better on quicker ground as well. He's just had more opportunity on slow ground. I just think that Leopardstown run means economics should be favourite. He's not going to go off favourite. He's, again, he was easy to back at Leopardstown. He looked as though he was going to be around about 2.0 and he went off nigh on 3.0. And I think the same's going to happen here. And he'll be at a price where you have to have him on side, and Calandigan's gone the other way, and he is now far too short for me. The other thing is the draw on this tighter inner course. Stéphane Pasquier is going to have to be switched on out of one. That you would not choose that in a month of Sundays. He's a horse who I do think wants switching off a touch and coming with a run. And that is a long, long, long way from ideal. Stool one. Economics, bang in the middle out of 6 is much better. I think that puts things in his favour. So I would much rather have him. Lee.
You've put us off, Tom, but no, I do like Calandigan. The problem I had the last day with economics in the Irish Champion, I thought he was played so well by Tom Marquand. He boxed in Ryan Moore on August Rodin. He had to come late and out wide. Look, he battled on well, and he's done it well, but there's just a niggling doubt for me. I don't know what it is. Look, again, the ground, and I did read reports that it's took every day to get him back right for this day. Since then, it's just something that's putting us off. I like Calandigan's profile anyway. I think it's a bit stronger form behind City of Troy. In the Juddmonte, of course, the Arc winner, Blue Stocking, was back and forth as well. That's well and truly franked, and was the one to chase down City of Troy. Like you say, bolted up at Ascot there over the trip. And again, I do agree. Look, he looks improved on that quicker ground, but he handles that very soft, as we've seen in France. So, yeah, look, not many of the home raiders I've been backing. I've backed in an Irish, a German, and now I'm onto the French. But, yeah, Calandigan for me.
And it is a race where we've had surprises in the recent past. Bay Bridge 11.0, Sealaway 13.0. Bay Bridge, that was the year that Baid couldn't be beaten and got beat. Dave 10.0. Yeah, Fascinating Rock 11.0. You do get turn-ups in this race, definitely, for all that there've been a history of favourites winning it as well. Charlie, maybe it's not just a 2-horse race.
Yeah, it's in yeah. I mean, and then Lee, there's nothing wrong with being a multinational tipster. I think that's fine, mixing it up like that. But I mean, for me, I think it's a brilliant race, and I think the top 2 in the market are real quality horses. So I've got massive respect for them. But Calandigan with the draw, as Tom's already alluded to, could Stéphane Pasquier end up in trouble? Horse has to be slotted in. He's going to need luck. He's going to need to be able to get out when they turn in, make his challenge wide, or get splits, which isn't always a guarantee up the rail. Economics, I mean, he's a 3-year-old with everything in front of him still, but he had a hard race in the Irish Champion. As I think Lee said, William Haggis had said, it taken all this time to get him back right. This is going to be a tough contest on Saturday. And just for that reason, Los Angeles, Ryan Moore on board. He's drawn in 10. He's surely going to go forward after the Arc. I think Aidan O'Brien said that they didn't go hard enough with him. We know he stays well. He's won an Irish Derby. He's won a Voltigeur. He's ran very well in an arc on slow ground. Surely Ryan's going to get out. He's going to dictate. He's going to try and take the turn of foot and the quality of economics out of him, I'd imagine, and make this into a real test. And then you're hoping Calandigan, who is the guaranteed stayer, doesn't get out in time, and Ryan's kind of gone and away and has enough in hand to hold on. That's how I see it playing out. So Los Angeles 8.0, come back in winning place. Thought he was really interested in what I think is going to be a belter of a race.
All right. Good. I'm bang excited for that race. That is just, yeah, we got the top 3 in the betting between us, and we might all still be wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Right, the Balmorals up next. 20 of them. Nice full field for this. Thunder Run, I guess, is the obvious one who looked really good when winning at York, the Clip Logistics race in those colours at 7.5. There is a reserve in their next Kirat at 8.0. I think reserves tend to rarely get him, and I'm not sure of the cutoff, but there is a lot of rain around tomorrow morning, so that could be interesting. Charlie, I'll come straight back to you. Who do you like and why?
Yeah, State Actor for me. He's quite short in the market. I mean, he was sort of 9.0 when I was going through the race, but he was second in the Irish Cambridgeshire last time at the Curragh behind Wigmore Street. He's won on heavy ground again previously at the Curragh. And I think he's going to be much better suited by this slower surface than what he ran on the Irish Cambridgeshire. He's drawn into, again, for whatever reason, plenty of the winners of this over the last 10 years have come from low draws. He's got pace around him. Holloway Boy, I think, is drawn in 9. He's definitely going to go forward. It's all he seems to ever do. Managed to actually win the last day, Holloway Boy, as well. But I think it's going to give State Actor something to aim at. He's up 4 from that last run, but I don't think that really matters. He's a 4-year-old. He's only had 6 or 7 starts, so he's still massively on the upgrade. And I thought for Chris Hayes, this Irish Raider was really interesting.
The theory on that far side, John Gosden put it across once, that at this time of year, when it's wet, the sun comes over the stand and dries up that far side, but doesn't get the near side when there is sun. But then it's going to piss it down on one. I don't know. So yeah, who knows? But there is something in it. I'm with State Actor too. My concern, I thought his profile was just obvious and solid. Has form with cut underfoot. That was a big run last time. The last 2 runs have been really good in seriously hot handicaps. Who sent off favourite that day, ran a really good race when Wigmore Street beat him, having been drawn over the other side, and he's nearly double the price here, so I thought had to be on side. My slight concern is that Thunder Run is the most solid pace angle, and he's drawn the other side. So it might just be that he gives that side a better toe into the race. I am, for my long shot, because my other 2 long shots are in races that you guys have already put up, I'm basically trying to find something at a price here that is on the speed and preferably drawn low, but there's just nothing screaming out at me. So maybe I'll revisit that. Popmaster was 1, but I just don't think he stays a mile. So I will revisit that. Lee, who do you like?
I went with Latam. I thought it showed plenty on soft conditions. It's been kept fresh for this race, and it goes really well fresh. Second in a Lincoln, now with Julie Camacho. But I've went winning place at 15.0. I think that's a fair price. It's a wide open race, but look, I've took 1 dart, and it is going with that fresh angle in who handles the ground. So yeah, Latam for me.
Okay, that's run through these 6 races. Any other bets? Yeah, Charlie, you've got one at Stratford. I love this. I just love you looking at Stratford.
Great. Yeah, 4:15 Stratford, horse called Night Duty. He was 3rd on his sort of only start over hurdles 18 months ago at Market Raise, and was an eye catcher on that occasion. Form of that race has worked out fine. The couple of them that are in and around him rated sort of 115, something like that now. I'd have said that level of form won't be far off good enough to win this race on Saturday. And he's obviously had the odd problem here and there, been off the while. I'd imagine because of that, they're surely going to have him straight and ready to rock and roll. And the extra 2 furlongs won't do him any harm either. I thought he was interesting. I couldn't get any prices up at the moment. But yes, Night Duty, 4:15 Stratford.
Okay, moving on to Matchbook Zero Long Shot. These markets go live an hour before each race. They are enhancing your chances of getting best odds because the exchange is likely to provide that anyway. And there's zero margin, zero commission with Matchbook Zero. So head there for a win-only bet. And that enhances your chances of getting bigger returns with best prices. I'm sorry, Charlie, I can't find a different race. So I'm going with Anaf in the sprint at 28.0. Charlie.
You're a shocker because I was going to go with Doha, but because Lee had already flagged one up in that, I thought I'll do the honourable thing and switch. So
yeah,
and now you just made a fucking balls up of that. So Spycatcher for me because Lee already had one in the mayor's race.
Okay. The thing is, get him in early. That's the key.
That is the thing.
But we're 40, Charlie. We can do what we want.
Yeah, it takes a bit longer to get going in the morning now.
when are you 30, Lee?
Long time ago, Tom.
Yes.
I'm ticking 30. Well, I'm 36 now, so I'm ticking on to 40.
You look great, by the way.
Yeah,
Jeez.
good skin. Yeah.
Wow.
Funny story. Yesterday, I was at Carlisle and I got ID'd by the tote man, which I was over the moon. I was already winning that day because I got ID'd for my play spot. So.
I mean, I'll be honest. Frankly, that's ridiculous.
That is
the tote man is clearly. I mean, he needs an eye test, Lee. You look great, but that's ridiculous. Yeah. What did he think? You were under 21.
Well, don't you have to be 18 now? I'm double the age. But look, I'm going to take the winner to start the day off anyway.
Oh, you've won already, mate. You've won. Yeah. This is great. Okay, good. Yes, you can give us yours, Lee. What's yours?
Yeah, look, actually, funny enough, my long shot was going to be Anaf. I really do like the case that you made, and I've actually already backed Anaf, to be honest. But Guantanamera, I do think is a good price at 11.0 there in the matchbook. I think that's a good price. So winning place for Guantanamera against the favourite.
All right, your lay, Lee, is.
I'm going to look. I'm weighing in. Look, I'll double the stone up here, but because my nap is Calandigan, and I'm going to go against economics. I think at 2.8, I think that's worth taking on. I was torn between Calpana and economics, but yeah, economics. I'm gonna take him on and stick with me nap and go die on the sword, basically.
Good, I like it. Double up, strong opinions. That's what we want. I hope you're wrong. Simple as that.
Thanks.
Best bets. I haven't put mine. Al Nair is mine. Very much win and place. I know that's a little bit, not very brave, but I think is a great bet. Win and place, and then you never know. 8.0 in the long distance cup. Charlie,
Charin in the QE2,
and Lee.
Yeah, Calandigan is my best bet of the day.
Calandigan, your best bet of the day. All in Calandigan.
Yeah.
Good. One for the geldings. Charlie, thank you. Lee, thank you. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel for more betting content. And producer Daniel Hussey will have this up on Insights a little bit later today with all of the selections. Keep your eyes peeled for a jumps racing preview that is going to land. We were going to wait till Kipco British Champions Day was out the way, but it'll be with you in the next week or so, hopefully, maybe 10 days. But we will have a jump racing. Oh, it's Tuesday. Dan's confirmed. It's confirmed for Tuesday. So join us on Tuesday for our jumps racing preview. But it's the end of the flat season first. Hope we find you plenty of winners. Bye-bye.